Look, this video isn't going to be like one of those Scooby-Doo episodes where I take off a mask and it turns out it's my dog that's been making these videos this whole time. But I just wanted to give you a bit of an insight into my life and why I've been quiet on YouTube lately.
Tell us the truth, Ray. Is it you that's been making the videos?
Now, I actually had plans to get out on a big, long gravel ride today, but if I'm honest, I've not been riding and my bikes have been a little bit neglected. And this is the state of my gravel bike at the moment. So rather than get out on a long ride, I think what I'm going to do is sort this bike out and then just get out for a quick spin. Which is a bit of a shame because I've got a special delivery that I've been really excited to try out. But anyway, I think that's enough waiting around. Now you might be thinking, surely it can't be that deep, but for me, it actually has. Pretty much a year ago to the day, the company I was working for went through some restructuring, and the result of that was me and a fair few others being made redundant. The consultation period took a couple of months, but to cut a long story short, from the end of October, I was on garden leave and then I was out on my own in the scary wide world of unemployment. Honestly, I had really mixed feelings about it all. A big part of me was excited. I'd worked a pretty intense job in financial services on the tech side of things, and I hadn't taken much time off over the previous 3 years. So the idea of having as much time as I wanted to ride the bike sounded pretty appealing. I'd been at the company for about 10 or 11 years, so I got a little bit of severance out of it. And I thought to myself, you know what I've always wanted to do? Renovate the garage into a home gym. So that's kind of where this whole YouTube thing started. So I filmed the renovation. It's the first video on this channel and I really enjoyed the process. But right at the end of that video, I said something I wasn't really expecting to say. The plan is to get weekly videos on this channel following my training journey across the winter and into the 2026 season. And that was that I was going to start documenting my cycling training. And that was it. From there, I went on to make 24 videos. I have proper fallen in love with the process. I've met some genuinely great people and I've been on some brilliant rides along the way too. So if you've ever wondered how I've had so much time to make videos, well, now you know. If I'm honest, once I really got into the YouTube side of things and I saw a bit of early success, it probably became my main focus in life, even more so than finding a job. Now that's great and all, but the severance money wasn't going to last forever, and you know, I got to earn some money to pay the bills to keep the roof over our head and that. The redundancy period went on for a while and it became a genuinely anxious time. You've probably heard this if you've had friends or family or yourself go through something similar, but the job market's pretty brutal right now, especially in tech where, you know, AI is being talked about left, right and center. And companies are making some pretty significant cuts, hoping the robots will make everyone's life more efficient or something like that anyway. Thankfully, a couple of months ago, I sat an interview for a role and they decided to take me on. That was a bit of a reality check. What had felt like an open-ended chapter suddenly had a deadline. I needed to get loads of things done around the house because I knew once I started working again, that wasn't going to happen for a while. For a bit of context, before redundancy, I worked fully remote. This new job has me in the office a few days a week with a proper commute either side, so that's a fair chunk of my free time now gone. And all of that has made me really reflect on this YouTube channel because I would hate if I stop it simply because I don't have the time anymore. Making these videos for me is not about kind of it becoming a job or making money from it or anything like that. It's just because I love the process. I really enjoy exploring my creative side, and if I'm completely honest, I've started to enjoy making the videos almost as much as I love cycling itself. Because of all that, I've genuinely not known what direction to take this channel in. It's been a busy few weeks since I started work, and that hasn't just meant no videos. It's barely meant riding a bike at all across July. That doesn't mean I've stopped completely. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I've been creating some stuff. I built this bike, and you'll probably see more of that in the future. But anyway, I've probably cycled as much this month as I would in individual weeks over the last year. The motivation just hasn't been there, and if I'm not riding the bike, I can't really make the videos. A lot of you watch these videos pretty regularly, and I genuinely appreciate that. So I wanted to bring you in on some of the reality of what's going on. Each of these videos takes a lot of time: planning, filming, writing, editing, color grading, coming up with new ideas. It all adds up. But I don't just want to stop here. This channel's become a big part of my life, and I want to keep it going. I just want to refine the type of videos that I'm making. When I first started out, I tried to keep a weekly cadence, and sometimes I wasn't happy with the quality, but I was trying to build something. Now, thinking about how this fits into my life going forward, I don't want to commit to a strict schedule. Maybe once every 2 weeks, maybe once a month, maybe just whenever I can. I've not fully decided yet. But when I do make videos, they'll come from a place of love. I want to focus on the story, focus on making the visuals really good, and stick to the mantra that I've always had. Make videos good enough to watch whilst you're eating your tea or when you're sat on the turbo. So I've just started to get out on the bike again, and I'm trying to find a rhythm with working full-time again, riding the bike, and also creating as well. At the moment, I don't really know what the future looks like, but as I said earlier, what I do know is that I do want to continue on this journey, so feel free to stick around if you're into this sort of stuff. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Who knows what the future holds, eh?